Everyone loves a good list video, and today I wanted to do something a bit different. In this year I have been in the process of really trying to curate my wardrobe down to a smaller number than what I started the year with. And what that's really, one of the things that's actually really made me think about the bottles that I already have in my wardrobe that I can't be without. So as long as I've got perfume, these particular fragrances will always be in my collection. Now, qualifications, I have only chosen fragrances that I know right at this moment I can replace. So in other words, they haven't been discontinued. They're not and they don't need to be discontinued, but if they're quite difficult or really expensive to find, I've kind of excluded them for now. These ones that I've chosen here, you know, last time I looked, they were pretty easy to find, not crazy expensive, but I love them so much that I can't imagine being without them. So let's get into it. I've chosen 6 fragrances and I have a little story behind why I love them so much. Okay, so I'm going to start off with DIOR Fahrenheit. Now, even years and years ago, before I was actually this crazy perfume enthusiast, Fahrenheit was actually an early perfume that I bought. Now, for very, very shallow reasons. This was mid-90s, so it had been out for a few years. I was interested in a girl that thought that this was the bomb in terms of her favorite perfumes on a man, and so I went out and got a bottle. I wish I still had bottles from that era because they'd be lovely vintages by now, but this is I think 2015 bottle. I recently did a video, or not recently, I've done a video comparing very current batches with this one. Fahrenheit, to my nose, is one of those perfumes that even through reformulation still smell great, still hold their original DNA and the spirit of what it used to be. So there's another side story to this. When I did start getting back into perfume, I didn't have Fahrenheit in my wardrobe, and it was kind of I wasn't actually thinking about adding it to my wardrobe, but one Christmas, my daughter, who was probably, I don't know, about 10 or 11 years old at the time, decided to get me Fahrenheit for a Christmas gift because she actually went to sniff some perfumes at a department store and she liked that one the most. So I ended up with Fahrenheit. So it has some sentimental value to me as well, but I do love Fahrenheit. Now I'm going to list a link to a review of these perfumes if I've done one up in the corner here, or that corner there. And so you'll be able to watch the reviews if you want to. So Fahrenheit will always be in my collection while it's available. Okay, so I'm not going to talk much about this, but this for a long, long time has pretty much been the #1 perfume in my wardrobe, i.e. my favorite perfume pretty much of all time. It's not for everyone. This is HISTOIRES de Parfum 1740, Marquis de Sade. It's subversive, it's sensual in all the debaucherous ways you can think of. Again, it's not very versatile. It may not be too crowd pleasing compared to some of these other fragrances that I have, but this perfume is unique in that I have never smelled another perfume that is close to what you get out of this bottle. And I feel like this is me in a bottle in a way. Not that I'm trying to say that I'm as as mysterious and dark as this actual perfume. I guess I just really relate to this. I always feel good wearing it, and it's one of the perfumes that never let me down as well. Each time I wear it, it's just, I fall in love with it every time. So that's 1740 by Histoire de Parfum. Okay, so this next one really is based on, I mean, this is a kind of abstract concept, but when it comes to beautiful perfumes, there are beautiful, I mean, all perfumes in their way, if you like them, have a certain beauty, but there's a perfume that I have in my wardrobe that I have loved for a long time, and I have described it in the past as a heartbreaking perfume, in that it is the olfactory, I guess, embodiment of the bittersweetness of love, and how sometimes beauty can be a heartbreaking thing. I'm going on a bit, but this is Ambre Russe from Parfum d'Empire. It's an ambergris based amber. It's boozy. It has unique boozy notes of vodka. There is also tea notes and incense in here. Again, there is not really anything quite like Ambre Russe, and it's not, to me, a traditional sweet vanilla benzoin based amber. Again, to me, it's more of an ambergris amber, but it is just unimaginably beautiful on my skin. Ambre Russe. Okay, so this one here I came to very late in terms of trying, pretending to be a perfume aficionado and taking so long to appreciate this. Now, this will never be out of my collection because over the last few years, it has grown to be my very favorite Guerlain, and this is the current day Habit Rouge Eau de Toilette. So I have told this story before. It took me a few wears to really appreciate this. The first time I wore it, there was something about it, and I suspect I had maybe, I guess, some kind of subconscious negative association with something I smelled from my childhood. But each subsequent wear, for whatever reason, the universe drew me back to trying it again, and I try and take notice of these type of things, and finally Habit Rouge and I clicked, and we've been inseparable ever since. As I said, it is my favorite Guerlain. I recently got to try a vintage Eau de Toilette, and I'm happy to report that although there are noticeable subtle differences, there is nothing about chasing vintage Guerlains, particularly in this line, that will make you feel like you're missing out. So don't hesitate in trying whatever is in the current iteration. The Habit Rouge I love because it reminds me of beautifully made classic perfumery, especially when although it was originally marketed to men, it's a perfume that everyone can appreciate. I just really love it, and I'll never be without it while it's still available. This next one is from the house of Hermes. Now, I've included it here because this was, of all the bottles in my collection that I truly love, the most unexpected love. Now, I only tried this by accident, in that I had heard about this perfume, never had any intention of trying it, and purely based on the fact that what I read about it and the note pyramid and so on and so forth just led me to think that it was nothing that I was particularly interested in trying. I was sent some samples by a good friend of mine, And this one was just thrown in, you know, I guess as an extra sample because I didn't want it anymore. The second I sprayed this on my skin, Equipage Geranium became an instant fascination for me, because at first I was just struck by how something that's seemingly floated off my skin as very quite minimalistic, simplistic, was just really, really a beautiful accord that just clicked with me instantly, and I became quite addicted to it, and in as much as I almost started to look for a bottle as soon as I sprayed on that first spray. I had that sample lasted me a few wears, but then I couldn't wait to get myself a bottle, and this was the first Hermes bottle that I bought. I've had a couple more since then, but I will never be without Equipage Geranium. Now, I will also state that I recently got to try a vintage original Equipage, and I can tell you that DNA is definitely in here, but I actually much prefer this newer Jean-Claude Helena Geranium version from Hermes. I'll never be without this. Okay, so the last one that I want to mention in this video as a perfume that I will never be without is from Christian Dior. Now, this one, apart from me always loving the smell and always appreciating this as a fragrance on its own, the main reason that I can't be without this perfume is all tied into a very, very strong scent memory that I have with this perfume that will always, till the day I take my last breath, remind me, make me think of one of the most beautiful times of my life. A couple of days from a couple of years ago, it was truly special, and the perfume that is very heavily associated with that is DIOR Sauvage Parfum. Now, I know some of you are going to say, but this one is discontinued. You're right. But on that very same trip, I bought the current version, which is referred to mainly as a 2017 version of Christian Dior Sauvage Parfum. Now, to me, although there are differences, and please check out my video comparing the two, this still holds the same spirit as the original, and so smelling either one will always remind me of that time. It's a very, very special perfume to me, and while it's still available, I'm always going to have it. I mean, these two alone, given their strength, are going to last me a long, long time. Anyway, I don't know how long I'm going to live, but could well be to the end. So they are my six perfumes that, while they're still available, will always be in my fragrance collection / wardrobe, and I don't think there are any more that I can put in that category for now. So I'd definitely be interested in hearing about yours in the comments. If there are other YouTubers watching this, feel free to make a video with the same topic. I will see you all another time when I decide to make another video. For now, thank you for watching. See ya.